Hey guys, we made it to Friday. This is attorney Jack from Cruise Casino Mafia.com, and welcome in. And for private members, be on the lookout. We are dropping another system. It's going to be in your back end in the casino vault, probably by either, I would say by tomorrow. You'll see it. It's called the two-step method. Craps two-step method, and I am so excited to be back on craps. This is the game that started everything for me many years ago. I couldn't believe when I walked into a casino and all these people were yelling and screaming around the table. And you know, the beauty of craps is that there are so many different ways to bet. People get overwhelmed by this, but let me tell you something. You've got to get past that, because this is one of the most fun games in the casino. But if you can really read the table and get a vibe for what's going on the table, this is a game that you can make a tremendous amount of money with if you're not greedy. It's very, very different than Baccarat or Roulette, which is what we cover on a lot of these videos. It just has a totally different feel. This is strictly math-based, but yet the vibe on the table, it's very obvious, even if you've never played craps before or stood by a craps table, what is going on by the emotional output of the players. And that's not true with roulette or baccarat. People can be winning and losing at the same time, at the same table. And that's not really, it is the case with craps, but the people that are winning on the, shall we say, light side, or screaming and yelling, where the people that play on the dark side, what we normally call the don't betters, are never screaming and yelling. So there's lots of different ways to make money at the game of craps. The new system is so simple to play also. The other craps systems that we have are fantastic. I have played them for a long time, and they're long-time winners. So let's get right into it. So what I wanted to do on this video, since this is our first really craps video on the channel, other than the quick tutorial I did at the beginning, is kind of give you guys a flavor for craps and maybe show you a tidbit of a system, and maybe even introduce, there's a new progression, let's call it that, or a new money management recovery model that we're going to be giving to private members in volume 2 that's going to be coming out soon. And I'm going to be playing with that today. And it is fantastic because you're never betting more than 4 units. That's right. No martingaling, no craziness. Never betting more than 4 units. It's amazing. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of martingaling and doubling. And there's so many ways of getting around that. And people are just lazy. And that's all they want to do is double up until they die. But there's lots of other ways to handle recovery systems. So let's get right into craps. So here is the craps board. It always looks pretty much the same. Let's talk about some of the basic bets for people that don't know what this is. This is the most basic bet. It's a pass line bet. So when a shooter grabs the dice for the first time, we call that a come out roll. And if you have money on the pass line here, you're going to be an instant winner if the 2 dice come out to a 7 or an 11. But if it comes out to a 2, 3, or a 12, you're going to lose your initial bet here. All right. Now, what happens if anything other than a 7, 11, or a 2, 3, or 12 comes out? We call those place numbers. So your money stays here, but they'll move this little puck to the 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, or 10. And that's now called the point. And for you to win your money here, the person has to repeat, meaning that he has to throw that number again prior to the 7 coming out. 7 kills us, wipes out everybody here, okay, for the most part. If it comes up, all right, the 7's going to wipe you out, unless it's on the come out roll where you win, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, the don't pass is basically the opposite of that. For the most part, you're betting what we call the dark side. You're betting with the casino, okay? And if you bet here, you just have to, make it through that first roll, okay? And then you're in the same position basically as the casino, where you're hoping for the 7 to come out to make your money here. So this is the field bet. This is a real simple bet. This is a one-time bet, and it covers all these numbers. Okay, one-time bet. All right. And as I said, these are place numbers. So you can bet on these numbers individually at any time. The 6 and the 8 you need to do on even money. So it's $6, $12, $18, whatever it is, increments like that on the 6 and the 8. On the 4, 5, 9, and 10, you can bet 5, 5, 5, 5, 10, 10, whatever you want. All right. And you're paid out differently on these because there's a different, the odds are different of how many variations or how many combinations make a 6 or an 8. So the 7, obviously, there's more ways to make a 7 than any other number. That's why it's the casino number. 6 and 8 doesn't pay as well because there's plenty of ways to make a 6 and an 8. The 4 and the 10, there's less ways, so they pay more. Okay, I know I'm rushing through this. I'm just giving you guys a basic understanding. These are hard way numbers. These are lottery tickets, okay? These are basically, you're betting on a hard 8 here, which is a 4 and a 4. You're betting that this 4 and 4 comes up. Not only does it come up before the 7, but it has to come exactly a 4 and a 4. If the 8 is made with a 5 and a 3, this loses. So these are fun bets, but they're not exactly great odds bets. Okay, so that's the basic understanding of a craps table. All right, so now let me show you guys something. So some of the systems that we work around, not all of them, have to do with being in the right place. And what I mean by the right place, well, actually, it's the wrong place. I should be saying that. We're what's called wrong bettors on some of the systems, which means we're betting with the casino. So what we're doing here is we're putting a don't pass bet out. Okay, like this, and we just have to make it through that first come out roll. And once we make it through that first come out roll without the 7 or 11 showing, because we would lose here on a 7 or 11, just like we win here on a 7 or 11 come out roll. If we make it past that, then we're in the same situation odds wise as the casino. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so that's an 8. So notice we didn't lose the money, right? So now we're in the same boat basically as the casino in terms of odds. There's more chances to make the 7 here than there is the person making the 8. We lose this bet if the person makes their actual point, the 8. You see how it's an opposite of the pass line. So if you're on the don't pass, you want to see the 7. So let's just see what happens. 2, nothing happens on a 2. That's a 6. Okay, and all these numbers that are rolled, if you bet on these, you would be getting paid. But we're only on the don't pass, okay? We need to see a 7. And there it is, okay? And we would have won. So we would have won $100 there. So you understand how the don't pass works. So here's one of the things that a lot of times what some of the systems that we experiment with use. Not only do they play the don't pass, but they wait for the same shooter to make 1 point already. So see how this shooter already made 1 point? Well, depending on your risk to reward, you can literally stand here and wait for one shooter to make 2 points. Okay, now you could be standing here a long time if the table is cold, right? And every shooter is 7ing out without making a point. Or you can wait for 1 point to be made. So for argument's sake, let's go ahead and do that. So, well, actually, no, we're not going to go ahead and do that. So this shooter did not make their point, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for a shooter to make a point, is what I'm saying. So here we go. So let's just roll. So we're not going to put a don't pass out until a point is made. So notice how notice how the shooter came out. They threw an 8, so now the point is an 8. So we want now this point to be made, and then we would jump out with a don't pass. So let's hope for that 8. Okay, instead, oh, there's the 8, yeah. So there's your 8. So this shooter just made a point. So let's just jump in. So what we're doing is we're betting on the don't pass now on the next come out roll. And the reason we're doing that is there's less and less of a chance that the same shooter is going to hold the dice and continue to make point numbers unless the table is red hot. And if the table is red hot, you're not going to let it kill you. You will only lose twice. You will go after the shooter twice and then wait for another shooter. Does that make sense? So the shooter made 1 point number. We're jumping the gun and we're out here now, right? So again, this is a don't pass bet. We do not want to see a 7 or an 11. And there it is. Okay, so we lost that. So we're going to go back out and we're going to do it again. Okay, so there we go. So we lost that first one, but we're back out here. This is a 10, which is great because there's not as many ways to make a 10. We're on the don't pass. We are now looking for the 7 to come in before the 10. That's a 6. That's a 5. That's a 6. Anybody that was on the 6 would be making money. Okay, you see how we're not betting on numbers. We're just playing the don't pass. I'm just trying to show you how it works. That's another 6. A 3. 3. This is a pretty good roll. He's making a lot of numbers. So if we were playing a system, we were playing numbers, we'd be up a lot of money. 5. Okay, where's that 7? There it is. Okay, so you see how we made money there. He made a lot of numbers, but he didn't make the point number, so it didn't kill us, and then the 7 came out. Okay, so this is a very simple system that you guys can play. So here's the rules. Okay, let's go over them again. All right, and practice this. It's really easy. You're not making any other bets with this system. All right, it's really basic. You're only going to play the don't pass. And if you want to play it safe, you're going to wait for any single shooter to make 2 points. 2 points. That means they rolled an 8 and then they made the 8 again. They rolled a 5 and then they made the 5 again. You understand? So you're going to wait for 2 pass line winners before you jump out and make your don't pass. So let's do it again. Let's just put a don't pass out there. Okay, the number's a 5. The number's a 6, I'm sorry. They move the puck to the 6. All right, not as good odds as the 10, but here we go. We're still waiting. So now we're alive. We're waiting for the 7 to be rolled before the 6. If the 6 is rolled, we lose. Come on. Where is that 7? There it is. Okay, easy as that. All right. So remember, the way that this simple system works is to wait for any one shooter to roll 2 point numbers, which means you have to be patient. And if it's not a hot table, people come and go, and the table may die without anybody rolling 2 point numbers. So you're going to have to wait or find a table that at least people are holding the dice a little bit. All right. So you don't want a super hot table, but if you have a really cold table, there's nobody there to continue to throw the dice. Oh, and by the way, when you're on the don't pass, you just pass the dice when it's your turn. You do not roll if you're betting on the wrong side or the dark side, which is the don't pass. If you're betting on the pass line, then absolutely roll the dice. That's part of the fun of the game. All right. So with that being said, I did not get to show you guys the new money management or try that out. It's a little too much for this video. Maybe we'll cover that on another one. But that is a little bit of an idea of the craps game. Maybe the next video we do, I'll do a video showing you how to play the other side of the table, which is the pass line and some of the numbers. Okay. But right now, I showed you how to play don't pass, real easy. Be patient, wait for a shooter to have 2, and then get out there with a don't pass bet. The odds are in your favor. The odds are always in your favor, especially when you get past the come out roll. The odds are in your favor because you're in the exact same position as the casino. And that's it for today. That's a little bit of an intro to craps. Have a great weekend. Look forward, guys, to anybody else joining in the next few days. You're going to get access to the new craps system, as well as all the other systems we have. Take advantage of the limited membership fee that we have right now. It's not going to be here for much longer. You could also use the $50 promo for an additional $50 off, which is Mafia 50. Mafia and the number 50. and you'll get an extra $50 off. You can get all the systems we have. You're grandfathered in for the crypto updates, as well as all the exciting stuff that we're going to be introducing over the next few months. Get in now while you can get in for the one-time lifetime fee. You can easily make your one-time membership back. We have a ton of systems back there. We're constantly growing and building new systems after we test them. We introduce usually 1 to 3 systems a month. They could be anything from Baccarat, Roulette, or craps, and sometimes even blackjack, but not that often. And that's it for today. I hope you guys liked a little bit of the craps video. Craps is a great game. You can play it online, you can play it in the casino, and you can play it on the cruise ship. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good weekend.